Version, an organic version of the Mittlighter growing medium. It's mostly sawdust. My earthworm cast went in here. Basically in 5 gallons. It was more of a 5-gallon mix, but Will and I went to the sawmill and we got, because I have a Subaru now, station wagon, got rid of the pickup truck. We have to bag everything, so it's pretty raw. Sawdust, this stuff is kind of aged, but this is in the middle of the pile. You'll see some the trichoderma in there. And this is stuff that's started to rot. And actually, this is the humus, is it? No, it isn't. But yeah, you'll see myceliated chunks of sawdust, and you can see some of it really started to rot. And basically 2 gallons of that, 1 gallon of this, and I think this is the, here's the humus stuff. Around the pile, this rotted right down in the humus.
Nice.
Yeah. So 1 gallon of this, 1 gallon of this, 2 gallons of that, and in a wheelbarrow I mixed it up. 1 gallon of construction sand, and 1 gallon of my earthworm cast. I used the whole bin already. And I'd take 2 full chunks of that charcoal, the chunk charcoal. It's not made into briquettes. It's the this is basically just biochar, and I'd crush it up as fine as I could. Try making the dust. Obviously, not all of it worked, and I mixed it up. So you'll find one of my earthworms or 2 in here, and I put some compost tea on it to help make sure it's inoculated and it's alive. But this is what I'll be growing my potatoes in for the summer.
Nice. So I guess we'll just pause it and we'll go up and check out the potato bins.
Sorry, I'm a little addendum. I dusted it with a tablespoon per my 6-gallon mix with Roots Organics Uprising Bloom. It has a nice balanced analysis, 3-6-4.
Nice.
A handful of coffee grounds went in there. I don't really know what that's going to do, but
nitrogen, I guess.
Yeah, you can see how I tried to crush it into dust.
Yeah, I mean, you got for nice powder in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, and welcome to my mess. This is I tried to go for more of an air pot effect, so I really went to town on the holes, and then I lined it with El Cheapo weed barrier.
Nice.
And I had this one sitting around. There's only 2 potatoes in here, seed potatoes in here, but I probably have to water every day.
Probably get a lot of potatoes.
I hope so. My research on the internet showed people claim that the red potatoes, which are in here, will keep forming potatoes as it grows up through. Whereas the I bought like freaking 40 pounds of seeds, 20 pounds each of red New Orleans and 20 pounds of Yukon Gold. And Yukon Gold has been bred for field production. They'll just make potatoes at the bottom, but they'll still keep lining up.
Mm-hmm.
So that way there's no green potatoes made.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can make a 4 feet out from here, maybe about 3 feet tall, take some woven garden fence and some heavy-duty weed barrier and line that. And however long I have for the seed potatoes I have, plant those at the bottom and just keep wheeling those up as one big bed. So I'll see if that works and if my porch can take the rotting.
Nice.
I wanted to replace the porch this summer, but it's not going to happen.
Nice. Well, there's a lot of projects. I don't even think I've shown everybody on YouTube the terraces yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So this is Kurt's backyard. That's part of the garden, the garden web that's feeding a handful of people this year.
Yeah, so the 40 potatoes aren't going to waste.
So yeah, this is all gonna be gardened. We got the compost over there. Do you wanna add anything to the?
Not really. This is a work in progress. It's just using what we have. Nothing fancy here.
Lots of organic, lots of compost. Got lots of wild pea shoots coming in. Nice dandelion greens already. So there's already food in here.